Do the intro.
Oh, okay. This is R&D week, and it's Monday, and we're going to review Dalek.
We are, and like she said, welcome to R&D week. This is the first episode, and there's 6 more to go. So, with that said, I hope you enjoy our review of Dalek. Anything to say, Kane?
Delete. Just to piss you off.
So, Dalek, what are your first thoughts, everyone?
I like it.
You like it?
I like it.
So, what do you think? How was it good?
His performance, like the first time I saw it, I always refer to it the first time.
Yeah.
Because it's always better than.
Yeah, exactly. It's first time experiencing it.
That's out of all the episodes, I feel where Chris Eccleston's showed the most emotion.
Oh yeah,
lots
definitely.
of emotions.
And different emotions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, fear, anger, rage, all of these emotions just rushing out, and the performance was brilliant. Yeah.
I feel like the parallels between the Dalek and the Doctor are a bit on the nose, but
yeah,
I think they were quite good.
They were kind of shoved in your face a bit. They did try to make it really obvious that they did parallel each other a lot.
Yeah. But then again, the Daleks and the Doctor always parallel each other.
Yeah.
Like, every other time they turn up is like, look at how similar they are.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But yeah, so, let's talk about characters. Let's start off with characters as usual. So,
Adam.
Let's...
Suck a dick.
Adam is the most obnoxious character in the world. But anyway, let's talk about the Doctor.
No.
Let's talk about the Doctor, okay?
Okay.
So,
Freedom's a thing.
So the Doctor. What do you think of the Doctor's performance here?
I thought it was really good. I really liked the range of emotions.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, when he was because they didn't really lead up. They didn't really tease about what Van Staten had in his cage, like the Metaltron, and they said the last person who touched it burnt into flames. They made all these references, and then.
Well, for New Who, you wouldn't have gotten it
exactly.
at the time.
No, you wouldn't. But the classic fans are just laughing, just wait. They say to their New Who fans.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I feel like the Doctor's reaction to that was very, very real. It was very, very good, very well done, and
I think that's actually the most fair I've actually seen out of any of the Doctors. Like the ones I've seen.
Yeah,
like how he actually reacted.
Yeah. It
he ran to the door and banged on it, like, let me out.
It was definitely like, that is something that somebody would do in that situation, especially somebody who was facing an old enemy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It was like that soldier,
he thought was
that
extinct.
whole that whole soldier mindset just kicks in.
Exactly.
Fight or flight.
Yeah, exactly. Very true. So how do you feel? How do you feel like I'm going to say the Dalek was like? How do you think he was? How do you think he was portrayed in this story? Like by Nick Briggs being the voice of the Dalek, obviously.
What I don't quite get is why the Dalek hadn't talked before.
Because
it had no reason to.
No,
it detected the Doctor, so it's like, I know you. You are the enemy of the Daleks.
So,
you need to be exterminated.
Yeah, exactly. So and they talk because they have something in common. Naturally, if you have something in common with someone, you talk to them. That's the logic of anything, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you have anything in common, you talk, and that's what they did because they were both in the Time War. Sorry.
Yeah, part of me.
He talked to Rose though. Is it just because she mentioned the Doctor?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was either that or maybe the Dalek sensed the time energy beforehand.
Yeah, you'll think of what I'm thinking, that he actually actually sort of manipulated.
Oh yeah, because there is always that thought because
like the amount of pity a Dalek
exactly.
had. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know because I mean, all of the classic fans will be like, Rose, don't even talk to it because it's nothing but trouble. But at the same time, I feel like they were really trying to make the viewers sympathise with the Dalek
and
at the same time.
Because the fact is that a lot of the New Who fans had no experience with Daleks, and neither had Rose, and that was the whole point of like having that perspective.
Oh yeah, and at the same time though, they needed to introduce the Daleks to a new audience in a really big way, and I feel like this was the best way to do it by literally showing one Dalek and pointing out what the extent of what it can do, literally wiping out a whole army base. Literally, that's literally what it did. It wiped out all of its forces.
Yeah, the entire
in one shot. At one point, didn't it? It shot the ground and it killed all the soldiers.
It had strategic thinking, even though it can just kill them all. Like casually,
it
one
was
at a time.
boasting at this point. It was gloating. because they literally.
You'd say it's
nothing.
smarter than humans
yeah.
as well.
And that was obviously shown how, and I think they made the Daleks really, really overpowered in that, which I suppose can be argued as a bad thing. But I feel like they need to be that powerful for them to be feared, because, I mean. Yeah.
But has that sucker thing that on their arm, has that ever been used after that?
After that, I mean, they've replaced it with a couple different designs. Like they used the flamethrower, which was actually not the first time a flamethrower has been used by the Daleks. Used in Chase, and then I think used in. I feel like it might have been used in. I can't remember, but
the sucker. It was used in the Cyberman one. The Cult of Skaro.
Yeah. That was. It was
all
used
sucked on his face.
Yeah. It was, yeah. I mean, it's cool to like for the Doctor to literally point out that like literally the Dalek can do anything. You need to just run. That's all you can do at this point. Like,
fry it with electricity, apparently.
Yeah, no, I mean, it just tortured it. It didn't really kill it, but I suppose, that
was technically a kill attempt.
It was an attempt, yeah. But I feel like up until this point, a lot of the fans of the show, a lot of the new ones, were kicking in. They were like, "Oh, I see what this is about: time travel, space travel, aliens." And then, they're like, "What's the real backbone to this whole show?" And then they get to this one, and they're like, "Oh, the Doctor has a purpose. The Doctor has an actual like reoccurring enemy." Oh, and that's when the new fans realise that the Daleks, an actual history to it, an actual backbone, and realise that, the Doctor does have an end goal to defeat the Daleks at once and for all.
I mean, before this, has there actually been any connections to Classic Who from this? I'm curious. I don't think there was.
Well, apart from the Autons in Rose, the plastic dummies walking.
Yeah, but that's just more of a reference. This one actually mentions the Time War, saying.
Yeah, well, the Time War isn't the classic series. That's a new thing.
That's a new thing.
That's a new thing.
That was basically just like...
I'm pretty sure it was mentioned...
This totally happened in the time between this and this.
Time War happened between the TV movie in 1994 or 6. Yeah. And between that movie and Rose.
I was pretty sure before that he was prolonging and joining the war, but okay.
Which kind of like...
No. What am I thinking of then?
I don't know, because they made a prequel which kind of linked up Paul McGann's Doctor to John Hurt's Doctor.
Yeah, I know that one.
But there wasn't any reference to the Time War before that. Like chronologically, story-wise, there wasn't any other reference to the Time War.
Yeah, John Hurt was meant to be like the War Doctor.
Even though it was originally intended for Christopher Eccleston to be, but he fell out with Russell T Davies and he doesn't really like the show anymore.
Well, this one began to make an actual bridge between...
Yeah, I mean, I think John Hurt's Doctor's a brilliant addition. He's one of my favourite, to be honest. But anyway, so we're talking about this episode, to be honest. Got sidetracked a tiny bit. But I feel like I go back to... I watch this and it takes me back to the days when we're like, what is this Time War? We haven't seen anything. Literally haven't seen any actual... what it would actually be like. So we only have an image in our head of what the Time War actually be like. We don't actually get... We just think it's this monstrous... battle of just hell on Earth, literally.
It's just like thousands of ships burning.
Yeah, just literally. And I mean, I don't know. I feel like they really did set up the idea of the Time War, because we didn't really get a mention of the Time War before this episode. I think he did actually reference that there was a war to Rose in a previous episode. We didn't actually get a real feel of who he's fighting. And I mean, I don't think before this episode in the New Who, I don't think we actually got confirmed that he's a Time Lord up until this point. I'm not sure. Maybe he did. He probably did. But either way, I feel like it was brilliant at paving the way for future episodes to come to do with the Time War.
Yeah.
But and I feel like the series 1 finale is brilliant to follow up to this, actually, because he feels like he's done it. He's beat the Daleks in this, and yet here's a giant legion of them just come to manipulate the Earth for hundreds of years over Satellite 5, you know?
And then a huge, massive battle with them at the end of the season.
Yeah, I know. It was fantastic.
So what do we think of Rose? Have we covered Rose yet?
No.
We literally just been talking about the Doctor.
Talking about the Doctor and the Dalek.
Yeah.
And Dalek.
So I think Yeah, Rose was really good in this one. I mean,
Yeah.
I've said how I don't really like Rose, but I feel like she's all right in series 1.
Yeah.
I've stuck by that thought in my mind.
Agreed.
Because series 2 she's really whiny, but I feel in series 1 she has a purpose because she's like she is literally she kind of helps the New Who fans to kind of understand. She's asking the important questions like, who are you? What's this TARDIS? What's this Dalek? What's this? What's that?
Yeah.
And what's this Dalek?
Oh, shut up. You know what I mean?
Just casually, everybody knows the name of it.
You know what I mean, okay? You know what I mean? And
But-
she's just that. She has a purpose. She's a gateway for the new audience to understand what the show is about because she's asking these important questions that the audience is asking. So
But
yeah.
also, don't get too close. Immediately touches the Dalek.
Yeah, I know. There's the logic there. But I feel like she almost has a similar reaction to maybe some of the new audience saying like, the Dalek isn't that bad. He just wants freedom. But
Because America.
What?
It's in America, land of the free. Therefore, it wants
I
freedom.
know. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. I mean, Rose is all right. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I'm not sure because
She was sort of average.
Yeah, she was average.
She wasn't any-
She had her purpose, and she actually did something in the episode rather than just follow the Doctor
Or just
around.
get stuck in a room like episode 2.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So, all right. So, right. So let's talk about Henry Van Statten. Everybody loves him.
No.
Henry Van.
Utter dickhead.
I know.
But his motivation made sense, though.
It did. He was greedy. He's that stereotypical person. That,
Hey, I'm stereotypical American and I like hiding stuff under the ground.
yeah.
Guns!
Guns.
But that
They reference the Slitheen, they reference Roswell, they reference Cybermen, so it's cool how they do
Yeah.
that.
Which one, though? Which
And the
Cyberman?
fact that
Invasion Cybermen.
And the fact he got his comeuppance at the end actually was really quite well. Like, the whole thing, like, he dismissed a person at the end, wiped their memory, and then it came around at the end. And that worked really well.
Yeah, that was well done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
what
made
goes
you
around
smirk
comes
at the
around.
end.
Yeah,
you're
it's just like a
"Hey."
little bit of satisfaction in that, yeah.
Yeah.
But apart from him just being an absolute dickhead and everybody hating him, I mean, there's a motivation for the audience there. They're rooting for the Doctor and they're absolutely despising Van Statten, and so yeah, that I suppose he has his purpose. So let's talk about Adam. Yeah, let's talk about Adam, the most useful character in the episode, right?
Yeah, the little shit.
Yeah.
Oh, he was awesome.
Yeah. Does everyone? Do you remember what he did? Yeah, he did so much, a total of nothing, apart from talk to Rose.
Yeah.
No, the only thing he did do was hack into a computer to make Rose want to.
Yeah, that was his only point.
Yeah.
And then he went into the other episode for some peculiar reason. But what I found quite amusing was when the Doctor was digging through Adam's gun box,
Yeah.
alien gun box, and he's just like, broken, hairdryer,
Yeah,
broken.
Yeah, I know.
That was quite amusing.
Yeah, I feel like they might. I feel
I
like
missed that scene.
I feel like the showrunners were like, "Oh yeah, it'll be so cool. We'll introduce this third companion, the second companion. Sorry, we'll introduce the second companion. He's going to be so interesting. He's going to have a lot of character development with Rose." First episode he's in, he's like, "Yeah, this isn't working. Let's cut him next episode. Let's cut him next episode."
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think it also proves that not everybody is cut out for the TARDIS life.
Yeah.
Like, you had to have certain morals. To
And
work
you
with the
need to
Doctor.
not be irritating and useless.
Yeah.
Like Adam does. Yeah. Yeah, so, and that's why I'm pretty sure that's where Captain Jack came from.
Yeah.
Because Adam failed.
Yeah.
Thank God for that.
Because that actually worked, because I feel like Adam was originally meant to be a love interest for Rose, but
Yeah, and then they just cut it because...
and put Jack in there
Yeah,
instead
yeah,
because
yeah.
it worked so much better.
it did
Even though
work
he's
so
gay.
He's
He's
not.
bi.
He's pan.
I keep
Technically.
forgetting that.
He's pan because he's
They're not
attracted to technically all the aliens that he ever meets.
Yep. Anyway,
So
so...
To be fair, he
Just
tried
one.
fucking the robots.
Oh boy, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy,
all of
great.
the fucking.
Yeah. Oh great, Torchwood. Now,
Sticky dick in it.
yeah,
miss
so...
Torchwood.
yeah, same, I
We
miss
all
Torchwood.
miss Torchwood.
Alright, so, right, I've forgotten her name. Diana Goddard, that's it. As soon as I thought of that, as soon as I said that.
Other blonde?
Diana,
Other female?
The curly-haired
Yeah.
one.
Diana Goddard. I literally said her name. So,
So
what do you think of her character?
I thought she was pretty good.
it was quite quiet
Yeah,
until the very end. It's like, oh yeah, yeah, I'm just gonna be sassy
Yeah, she was
against
just
you.
Sassy bitch.
Yeah, I think all she did was just follow Van Staten around until she dominated him afterwards.
Yeah.
I think that's all she did. It was just that kind of girl
Silent
power
but
moment.
deadly.
But, yeah.
Silent but deadly.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, right, let's go on to the story, I guess. I mean, it was written by, what's his name, Robert Shearman, and he originally wrote a Big Finish audio called Jubilee, which is amazing. And I know you guys haven't listened to it, it's just scrubs. No,
Hey.
So
Not denying.
So Jubilee is brilliant, but it's a 2-hour audio, so naturally there'll be these moments where you feel like it's dragging a bit. So they did. I mean, it's a slightly different narrative though, because it's not based inside a base with a collector, but it has the same sort of development with the companion being what's her name? Forgotten her name, but
10 out of 10.
But yeah, so
Well then.
it being the companion and Dalek sort of development going on, that still happens, and the Doctor not buying into the Dalek being
The Dalek bullshit.
friendly. So I think like Robert Shearman was really proud of that story. So he's like, yeah, let's translate it to the screen and introduce these new features, even though the Daleks flew and Remembrance of the Daleks, which is really irritating personally, because they stole
The way
that
they did it
really powerful moment.
in this
from
episode. They
Remembrance.
tried making it where it's like, oh my god, they can fly. We never knew that.
It's like,
Well, actually, we did. Don't.
yeah, exactly. It
that-
just stole that moment from Remembrance of the Daleks, which I really don't like personally. I really don't like
The thing
that.
is, the moment on the stairs in this episode when they're like running from the Dalek
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they reach the stairs and then it's like, oh, you can't get up the stairs. You are right in the eye line. You can easily get shot.
Yeah,
from
yeah,
there.
yeah.
So
The
why
logic-
aren't
the
you
logic
running?
isn't the
still?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, and
Don't taunt to the Dalek that can still
Yeah,
shoot
exactly.
you. You can't walk up to you, but it can still shoot. I mean,
Yeah,
walk?
exactly.
It doesn't have legs. What am I talking about?
anyway, yeah. So
maneuver up.
yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously, so Rose touches the Dalek, and the Dalek gets rejuvenated, and then attacks all the soldiers, and then he downloads the web, and
2005
Cat videos!
2005 memes just come flying out of the Dalek.
yeah, it's like, who is Jeff? Who is Jeff? I demand to know. No, so,
Well, actually, it was set in 2012, so it would be 2012 memes.
oh god, it will. 2012 memes. It's set in 2012. Yeah, like you say, it's a bit stupid how they just didn't
Logic
run.
doesn't work.
And the woman soldier didn't run with them for some reason.
It just killed like
Thinking-
10 people. Do you really think you're going to slow it down
Yeah,
by like
exactly.
a millisecond?
Exactly. So, what's the point in killing yourself when you couldn't run? And anyway, she might have been helpful for getting Rose through the door on time if she did come with.
Just shove her through the door.
Going back to Adam, he's a little dickhead because he doesn't wait for Rose. He just goes under the door.
Well, in
without her.
a fight or flight situation, you would do the same.
Yeah, I know, but, like, still, he doesn't even say, sorry, Rose, I'm leaving you behind. He just fucking dips.
I can't actually think of any way he would actually be able to help.
Yeah, but he could at least apologise like a decent human being.
Shit, sorry!
Just rush
Yeah, so, yeah, and then obviously there's that interaction with the Doctor and the Dalek, like, over the intercoms after the Dalek does that massacre.
Yeah, that was really
Yeah, that was
nice.
mad, and they said you said it gave you chills when he said when he said you would make a good Dalek.
Yes, because if anyone's ever seen Doctor Who, which, well, why the hell are you watching this?
Yeah.
You know that the Doctor has always been against them. He hates all their morals and everything. Yet in that speech he made, he
Sounded like a Dalek.
was so much like a Dalek, and
Just
it was a
pure
Dalek
rage.
that had to point it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
Yeah, a
pure
Dalek
rage.
had to point out
And
how
he-
Dalek he's being.
And he actually froze. Like,
I know. He's like,
Oh,
oh shit.
shit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, literally. Yeah. Literally, he's like, oh shit. What have I become? Yeah, I guess the Time War really has affected him in that way. He's just become so blood-soaked and so driven to...
Which I think from this on, when it comes to the 10th Doctor, that's why he becomes the regretter.
Yeah, the man who regrets and the man who forgets.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah. I mean, the interaction with the Doctor and the Dalek is phenomenal. Like, not just in that scene, just, like, in general, and the bit at the end when Rose takes the Dalek because he wants freedom. The Doctor's like, he killed everything I love. I need to end this.
Yeah.
And the Rose won't let him do it. And the Doctor's being more hateful and violent than the Dalek is in that moment, and that really does reflect in the Doctor's mind, which is really cool, and it really does. And the Doctor does reflect on that, which is really awesome, actually.
I found quite interesting that the Dalek called emotions a sickness. That was.
Well, I mean,
that's how they've been.
I know that. I know that's how they've been genetically engineered, so they don't.
Yeah,
feel
the only emotion
other
they feel
than
is hate. That's the only emotion.
But
they
like
feel.
that was interesting to me, just like. Because emotions can control you very much.
Oh, yeah.
Which was shown in this.
And it did affect the Dalek.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't kill Van Statten, even though Van Statten
It
tortured him for years.
It defied his primary objective as well.
It did, to kill, yeah. And it became conflicted with his emotions and his literally his purpose. So, because he had no purpose, because his race was gone. Yeah. So yeah, also,
Rose kind of became the conscience for both the Dalek and the Doctor.
Oh yeah, she was the reasoning.
I like that.
Yeah, she was the reasoning for them to like both back down and see the error of their ways. Yeah. That was and obviously since the Doctor at the moment in this story is very much so driven and so just battle scarred from the war, and everything. He still feels all of that, and obviously Rose has to kind of bring him back from that, and that's what Series 1 is about, actually, isn't it? But yeah. Really cool that way, actually.
Post-trauma stress disorder.
Huh?
Post-trauma
PTSD.
PTSD,
yeah. That is a thing I've heard banded. Like the
shell shock,
Ninth Doctor may have PTSD. That was I was like that is definitely a thing that could be.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously I feel like the Dalek is the same, except it driven him mad, not depressed or like shocked, like just mad, because they said how the Dalek fell down in a meteor and it was screaming for 3 days, like red hot, hotter than a furnace. For 3 days they couldn't touch it because it was literally burning hot. And
they still couldn't touch it though.
No, I know they couldn't. But yeah, anyway, so you know what I mean though. So like
yeah,
and a new feature to the Dalek they implemented was that when they get shot with a bullet, it kind of dissolves with their force field, which is something new.
That's quite. It looked pretty cool.
It did look pretty cool.
Were they affected by bullets before?
No, not really. But it was kind of like
just
ricocheted off their metal rather than dissolved into their force field.
But I find
it's similar because the same way that nothing's really changed, even though they updated the effects and like revamped the idea of their defense. Because
this defense shows it has been upgraded. Instead of just saying it's like actually just dissolving.
Yeah, exactly. So it doesn't even like scratch the metal. It's the only thing their only weakness is the eye stalk now, which is cool. But yeah, I don't know because I don't know because I like how they've they haven't reimagined the Dalek, which is good. They've kept to the same design with the Dalek like skirt with the balls and then having and obviously having the dome. They kept the same design, except they just revamped the colour scheme, which is what the Daleks do every decade anyway. So and this bronze Dalek design is stuck for over 10 years now, which is funny. Even though they introduced the Paradigm Daleks, they weren't that popular. So
those were the ones in the World War II.
Yeah,
I hated those ones.
They look ridiculous. I mean, the body design looks really intimidating, but the colours is just like
bright red.
It just looked tall.
It just looked ridiculous. They seem so intimidating body wise, but I feel like the colours just makes them look ridiculous. But anyway, so we're getting sidetracked. But so I definitely feel that reimagine the Daleks, but didn't completely just alter the classic fans perception of the Daleks. Didn't alter them.
It was a
ruin their
perfect,
memory.
it was a perfect amalgamation of new and old, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone got their hands on it before Stephen Moffat.
Yeah,
that's a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. Because Stephen Moffat likes to ruin classic monsters, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so yeah, I don't know, because the story on a whole is very good, and it's amazing because the story's so simplistic. It just needs one Dalek, one hateful character, and the Doctor as companion, and then it's a good story. And that's all you really need if you're a good writer like Robert Shearman, because that's all. The only important implements is it's set in a collector's base with a really hateful character and one Dalek. That's all it needs, and then it's a good story. If you're a good writer, then it's pulled off, and that's what this story is. That's literally what it is. It's a fantastic story.
I think he should actually come back.
Robert Shearman?
Yeah.
Of course he should. I've said that personally. He needs to come back.
Okay.
Definitely needs to come back. This is the only one he's written for New Who. It's ridiculous. But yeah, so, right. So, with that said, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. I'm giving it a 10 out of 10.
11 out of 10. Because
11 out of 10.
It's really good.
What about you, Kane?
Do you know what 10?
10. You're giving it a 10?
I'm giving it a 10.
10.
A 10 for the tin head.
A tin full of 10. Nice.
No, 10 for the tin.
Oh, nice. So, awesome. So, there you go. There was the review of Dalek. I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
So, there was the review of Dalek. That was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was an actual good episode for once. I hope you enjoyed. We'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow with Dylan with the review of Ark in Space. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
See you Monday. Sunday.
See you Monday.
One
See you Monday.
job.
Sunday.
One fucking job, okay.